everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new spy thriller. This show just dropped on Netflix. It's called Treason, and this show it is starring Charlie Cox, Anna Chaplin, and this show dropped I think a couple of days ago. And this show it is from it is a British drama, and I'm saying this show isn't clicking with the audience. Like it has a low audience score on Rotten Tomatoes score, probably because the way this show was done. Although story itself, it is a story about two spies from two countries, and I guess this show does centers around MI6 Adam, played by Charlie Cox. When he gets this huge promotion, he become head of MI6, and we see why he get this huge promotion. After he get that promotion, of course, his life become very unstable because his daughter get kidnapped by some people. And after that show, it is the name is after all Treason, and you are expecting to see some treason here. Although treason does happen in this show, but in later episode. This show's first episode as a pilot episode is really turn off when you watch it. You are like, especially the acting from all this actor. I feel like they're not always good. Not that it's their fault, but I feel like the way all these actors sometimes they act in the situation they're in, they're not acting properly. You're thinking, what does it mean? Because sometimes they are in such an intense, life-threatening situation they're in. But the way these people act in this situation, they're very chilling and cooling. It's not accurate to the scene you are watching. So as the audience, you never feel the tense for this character, so you don't feel anything. Although they show first couple of episodes is not very interesting either, but once you go to the episode end of it, it does get interesting. I will say this show isn't as bad as it seems. It does get interesting, and the treason does comes in once he commit the treason, and I think the show is okay. It is end of the day, I feel like it has very low budget. Acting is okay, but however, the story was somewhat interesting, but does lose the steam very quickly. Although I really like Olga, her character, because this end of the day, her character was really interesting, and Charlie Cox's character is not, because especially first couple of episodes, because he was head of MI6, he needed to act this way. So his acting wasn't very good first couple of episodes. Neither the show has a lot of action. Like it doesn't have much action at all. All the action it has, it's not very well done. Again, you feel like this show, it is very low budget and the production is just okay. Maybe the production company behind this show, they were not that good. This show isn't as good as, I would say, another spy drama is called The Bodyguard. But it's okay. It's not a I don't see the show will be hit either. But people who like Charlie Cox, they will tune in to see him in the show. They will find it somewhat because as I was saying, his character doesn't get interesting until you go all the way. I feel like the Olga, her character was, however, interesting because throughout the episode, she was she was trying to do her stuff. That means, I forgot to mention the biggest thing. In the show, you see Anna Chaplin. When you see her, you're like, where did I see her before? I was like, it was driving me crazy, but I never look at anything when I'm watching shows. So I did not look at it. Of course, after finishing the show, I found out she was Rob Stark's wife. That makes sense. Where I know her from. Her character in this show was ridiculous. When I say this, I really mean it. So in this show, she is MI6 wife, and her husband is head of the security. And when you are married to someone like that, your husband, of course, he's hiding something. He's working for government. He's not going to tell you what is happening. Although your daughter was kidnapped, but the way she just casually in this show talks to her friend who she met after all this time, she just going to her and telling her all her husband's secret. I found it really ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. Nobody in real life will do that. That is what the biggest plot hole in this show, I will say. That is what I was for me personally. I was like, that did not make any sense. Why you are telling this person all your personal information, especially this is the real treason here. She could have gone to jail, of course. And although in this one scene, they show like when Charlie Cox was like giving up his power, and they ask him, and is your wife involved in your treason? And he said no. And I was thinking, yes, she is. She's telling all your secret. Of course, some of this character in the show, they're not that likable at all, honestly. The way all the character written in the show, they're not likable. However, you do like the actor there on screen, because you know Ona Chaplin from Game of Thrones. You know Charlie Cox from Daredevil. And you also know Olga. Oh, what is I'm forgetting? We have seen her in many other movies. Although she was good in this movie, her character was interesting. But overall, I will still say this show was okay watch for me. I thought it was, well, it didn't live up to its potential, especially its name. They could have done something interesting. But that is how they choose to tell the story. And I think it was okay watch for me. It's not as bad as some people will think, but it isn't great either. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment. What do you think about this show? And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget my other reviews on other Netflix BBC show. If you enjoy this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.